When I call it a day and get ready to start my nighttime routine, my first task is packing away finished projects and tidying my room. This signals to my brain to shift focus from work to relaxation. If your bedroom doubles as your office like mine does, it's even more important that your room doesn't remind you of work when you're trying to relax. It also prepares me to start fresh the next morning. Waking up to this isn't as motivating as waking up to this. If there is a project I'm right in the middle of, it wouldn't be efficient to put away supplies only to have to get them back out again the next day. In this situation, I do my best to put the supplies out of sight so I can focus on slowing down for the day. Next, I evaluate my to-do list for the day. I check off achievements, take note of unfinished business, and reassess my tasks and goals if needed. This nurtures gratitude for the accomplishments and keeps my daily duties aligned with my long-term goals. It's now dinner time. A recent goal for me has been to eat more of the spice turmeric. According to research from the dietitian and anti-cancer expert Jane Clark, turmeric keeps cells healthy and lowers the risk of cancer. It also has anti-inflammatory properties to prevent aches, swelling, acne, and bruising, and reduces plaque buildup in the bloodstream. So try out some recipes with turmeric, such as soup or curry, for multiple health benefits. I will often answer a few messages in the evening, but I prefer to do this at least an hour before bed, because blue light can interfere with melatonin production, making sleep difficult. When I do end up answering just before bed, I use hacks from my morning routine, like setting my devices to night mode so they emit warm light tones in the evening, or wearing blue light reducing glasses. On that note, it improves sleep to use yellow-hued bulbs in the bedroom instead of blue. Preparation for the next day begins the night before. I will often get items ready for tomorrow, which is especially important if I plan to go somewhere the next day. This includes charging electronics, picking out clothes, and packing my bag or purse with anything I will need. This helps me start the next morning with less stress and lowers the chance I will forget something tomorrow. I often do different exercises during the day, but evening is my favorite time for my cardio. Studies say evening cardio can aid sleep and build muscle more effectively than in the morning. I personally enjoy it in the evening because I think, daydream, and plan when I'm running. I'm a night owl with a naturally active mind that always gets most active in the evening. Jogging helps satisfy my mind's need for activity so I won't be as likely to ponder when I should be sleeping. I also like to listen to upbeat music, which keeps me running strong. Next is my nightly hygiene routine. For an in-depth tutorial, check out my natural hygiene routine video linked in the pinned comment. To help me relax, I read before bed. It nourishes and relaxes my mind for the night. Now, you might have heard that you shouldn't read in bed because it causes you to associate your bed with other activities besides sleep, leading to insomnia. But if you have no other good place to read or your bed is the comfiest place, then what? I've found that it's helpful just to lie backwards in bed. I've learned to associate lying backward in bed with reading and thinking, and lying properly in bed with sleep. It prevents insomnia and still lets me read in bed. Win-win. Before sleeping, I pray. Something I like to do in addition to prayer is write down what I prayed about. Then I can look back and mark how the prayers were answered. This builds gratitude for the prayers that were answered yes, and builds trust for the prayers that were answered no or have yet to be answered. Now, my sleep hacks video contains numerous tips for sleep, but here are some of my personal favorite sleep tips and hacks. First, I adjust my room's temperature. The standard ideal sleep temperature is between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 and 19 degrees Celsius. I found my personal ideal to be between 69 and 73 degrees Fahrenheit. On the topic of temperature, try using silk or satin sheets and pillowcases because they retain less heat than cotton. This is also great for skin because the low friction surfaces reduce pulling on the skin. I really like to reduce pulling on my facial skin, but since I don't have a silk pillowcase right now, I wrap my silk robe around my pillow and this actually works pretty well. It's ideal to be in bed by about 10:45 p.m. because studies have found that the brain's primary rejuvenation period falls between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. I'll admit I'm pretty lousy at meeting this time frame. Still a work in progress. Aww. I've tried many methods for falling asleep, but one has been consistently helpful. I have a very active mind and it will wander to anything and everything, including topics that keep me awake. So I like to create a simple story, nothing too exciting or intricate, and play it out in my mind. An alternative is to just imagine a sequence of items like things that are yellow or begin with the letter J. This keeps the mind occupied with mundane activities so it can't wander onto stressful or exciting topics as easily, making it easier for your mind to sign off for the night. Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed spending the evening with me and that my hacks can also help you live nothing less than your best.